guys, welcome back to 234 En La Casa. So we're going to be making a banana cake with cream cheese frosting. It's going to be really, really good, made with fresh bananas. So I'm going to bring you all over and show you the ingredients for this awesome, fantastic, super moist banana cake, similar to banana bread, but with a little bit of difference though, okay? So I'll bring you all over and show you the ingredients, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you all over here in just a second. All right, guys, for this banana cake, you're gonna want to use 3 large bananas, and you wanna make sure that they're very ripe, and you're gonna want to puree those bananas the night before you make your cake, okay? So I'm using very, very ripe banana here, and you can either puree your bananas in a blender, or you can use a food processor or a mixer, or you can just smash them up by hand, okay? All right, so you're just gonna smash these up, or like I said, or puree them. And like I said, you wanna do this, make sure that you do this the day before you bake your cake. The banana cake comes out a lot better when the bananas are mashed up or pureed the day before you actually make the cake itself, okay? And one other thing, you wanna make sure that you keep your bananas in an airtight container, even if it's in your food processing container. Just make sure you place the lid on that so that way, you know, you won't attract any kind of fruit flies or anything like that that are sitting in your banana puree, and then you're mixing that into your cake or what have you. So just make sure that you, like I said, place it in an airtight container until you are going to use it for your cake on the next day. All right, guys, so here are bananas that we crushed up or pureed and mashed up last night. And so just grab these out of the fridge and took the top off. Try not to get too wrapped up in the way that they look, okay? They're going to brown. They were in the air. They were in an airtight container, but you know, bananas naturally brown. That's just what they do. So we're gonna be adding this into our cake batter, so it's not a big deal about them looking like this, okay? But before we add these to the cake batter, like I said, I just grabbed these out of the fridge, and you're gonna add a teaspoon of baking soda to this and just allow it to sit on the countertop. Put your lid back on, or whatever container you were using. Put that top of that back on. Yeah, leave it on your countertop and allow it to come to room temperature. All right, so I'm just gonna add some baking soda to mine. I'm using a ½ teaspoon measuring spoon, so I'm gonna be doing this twice. So okay. All right, so I've got that baking soda added, you can see there, and I'm just gonna mix it in. Okay, all right, and then all I'm gonna do is, like I said, I'm gonna place my lid back on the pureed bananas and allow it to sit on the countertop and come to room temperatures to be added to our cake batter. Okay, guys, so for the banana, the fresh banana cake that we're going to be making, I'm going to spray my pan with Pam. I'm going to do it in a 13x9 cake pan. I was debating between a cake pan or a bundt pan. So if you decide to use a bundt pan, this cake is not dark. It's like a light golden brown. So if you decide to do a bundt pan, then you're gonna want to flour and butter that pan so that the cake doesn't appear dark on the outside, okay? But if you're gonna do like a 13x9 like mine that's gonna stay in the cake pan, then just use some baking spray like Pam with flour, what have you, and you'll wanna preheat your oven to 350 degrees for this particular cake. I'm gonna convect like I normally do, but like I said, if you are gonna, not dump, but if you're gonna, release your cake where people can see the outside of it or what have you, and you don't want it to be dark, then just flour and butter your cake pan, okay? All right. All right, so you're gonna wanna add 2 cups of granulated sugar to your mixing bowl, and we're gonna add half a cup of room temperature butter. And remember what I always say, the room temperature, you can just put a fingerprint in it, and that's room temperature. You don't want it any softer than that. Okay, so just a little small fingerprint, and then that's gonna be your room temperature butter. And we're gonna cream the butter and sugar together, and you're going to want to make sure to use your paddle attachment for the creaming of the butter and sugar. I'm gonna start mixing on low and get that butter and sugar cream together. And you can use a handheld mixer for this recipe as well. All right, then we're gonna increase the speed to medium and allow the butter and sugar to cream for about 5 minutes. Okay guys, so, and to this we're gonna add half a teaspoon, I'm sorry, not half, 1 teaspoon of banana extract and half a teaspoon of cake batter extract and half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, okay? So that's what's right here. We'll go ahead and get that mixed together. Okay, and then we're gonna add 2 room temperature eggs. I'm gonna stop and scrape the sides and the bottom down and then continue mixing the eggs into the butter, sugar, and vanilla and extracts. Okay, so now we have that combined. And so to this, we're gonna add 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm using White Lily, and you wanna make sure that your flour is sifted, okay? And we're going to add this gradually. So just add a little bit, mix, and then add a little bit and mix, okay? And don't worry, the batter is going to be a little thick, okay? So at this point, you're gonna get your bananas that are now at room temperature, that you added your baking soda to, and go ahead and get it added to your batter, okay? And you're just gonna wanna fold the bananas in. Don't over mix your bananas once you get them added in, okay? So it's just gonna be a gentle fold with the banana puree. Okay, so at this point, we're almost done adding, getting the bananas mixed in. And so this is about how it should be looking, okay? You should be seeing your banana puree throughout the entire cake batter. It should not be in just one part of your cake batter, but it should be mixed and folded in throughout all of the cake batter, guys, okay? And so then at this point, we're ready to go ahead and place our cake batter in our cake pan. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and place this cake batter into the cake pan. And for my recipe, you don't have to add any walnuts or anything like you would do for banana nut bread. If you would like to add nuts to your batter, you can. My nuts are gonna be added to the top of the cake when we do the cream cheese icing, okay? All right, guys, so we've got this in the cake pan. I'm gonna tap it 3 times, okay? And then you're gonna wanna place your cake in the oven at 350 for 30 minutes or until the top of your cake is golden brown. You don't want to over bake this cake, okay? So just be sure not to over bake it. And like I said, it's going to be in there for about 20 to 30 minutes or so. Check on it, but don't let it over bake, okay? All right, I'll bring y'all back here in about 20-30 minutes. All right, guys, so the cake is done. I'm going to get it out of the oven. Okay, and so here it is. And so then now we're going to be making a cream cheese buttercream icing for this banana cake. Okay guys, so for our cream cheese icing, we're gonna use 6 tablespoons of room temperature butter. And if you're using a stand mixer, you're gonna wanna use your paddle attachment for this, okay? So we're gonna cream this for about a minute and a half. Okay guys, so it's been a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and scrape this butter down. And then next we're gonna add half of a block of cream cheese. And you wanna make sure that you use a good quality cream cheese. You can use whatever you like, but you wanna make sure you use a great quality cream cheese. And so if I use Philadelphia, and so I'm gonna be using 4 ounces of this 8-ounce box. And you wanna make sure that your cream cheese is at room temperature, just like your butter, okay? But if you prefer to use, like the store brand or what have you, you can, but your icing or frosting is gonna come out better when you use more of a high quality cream cheese, okay? But if you've had great results from, from a store brand, then, just use whatever works for you. All right, so we're gonna raise this back up and start mixing again for about 1 to 2 minutes. All right, I'm just gonna scrape the sides down. And gonna mix this for about 30 more seconds, and then we're gonna add half a teaspoon of vanilla extract once when we start this mixer back for the 30 seconds. Right, I've got 1 cup of powdered sugar sifted right here, and so we're gonna go ahead and add this powdered sugar 1 cup at a time to our cream cheese frosting, okay? I'm gonna start off on low with that mixing because of the sugar. You don't want it to go, spring out everywhere. Okay, guys. So this cream cheese icing is done. I'm gonna scrape the sides down and just incorporate the rest of this powdered sugar that's on the sides of the bowl. And make sure to scrape underneath, and then you can start mixing again just to make sure all your sugar and everything is incorporated. Okay, so we're gonna start the mixer back and just for another 30 seconds or so, just to make sure all that powdered sugar and everything is well incorporated. All right, the icing looks really good. So we're gonna go ahead and get the paddle attachment scraped off and get ready to ice our banana cake. Okay guys, so I went ahead and iced the cake because I had to take a piece to my dad. Walnuts here, I've placed them in the oven at 350 degrees for about 5 to 6 minutes, and so they are toasted. So I'm gonna cut a slice of the cake and put some of the toasted walnuts on it, and then I'll show you all what it looks like, okay? All right, y'all, so this is the cake, and like I showed you before, here are the walnuts, and so I'm gonna just cut a piece of this banana cake, and this is the cream cheese icing. Some of these toasted walnuts on here. And I'm not gonna put walnuts on all of the cake because my kids don't like nuts. I told one of my kids I was gonna put nuts all over, and she was like, she wanted to have a piece when we got home, and she was like, never mind. So I'm just, so I'm not gonna put any on the whole cake there. And that's cream cheese icing, okay? And I already tasted some of this cake without any icing on it, and it was so good, so moist. The bananas in it, it just gives it just a level of moisture that's just out of this world phenomenal. It's so good. And to me, it's more of like a banana bar almost, not so much a banana cake, but It tastes good without the cream cheese frosting, and it tastes good with it. You could have it either way. And it's good to me. I'm a sweet freak, so. But when you eat it without the cream cheese frosting, it's not as sweet. So if you are a person that doesn't like heavy sweets and stuff like that, then I would suggest eating it without the cream cheese, because it's good. It's good without it, okay? But with the cream cheese icing, it's phenomenal too. And the walnuts, it's phenomenal. Always toast your nuts. And that gives it just a depth of flavor that you don't get when the nuts are not toasted, okay? All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me. This banana cake recipe, I hope you'll try it with you and your family, or just yourself, or whatever. It's a wonderful, wonderful cake, okay? All right, guys. Well, I will see you all next time here at 234 En La Casa. Be blessed. Sending so much love to you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.